Crop news brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Jerry, thanks for joining us this morning. I borrowed you for a little bit before you go into executive session here at the Kansas Soybean Commission. The year. Some people had a good year, some people had an okay year, some people had a not so good year. So it's kind of diversity across the state. So is that kind of what you guys are hearing as you're meeting this year?
Yeah, we hear that from the other commissioners from all parts of the state. Some had a decent year and some it wasn't so good. It was kind of funny, the last time we had a meeting was in the end of August here, and I don't remember the date of it, but we were supposed to estimate the yields for Kansas so we'd know about how much we was going to have available for a checkoff. And we decided then if it didn't rain pretty quick, we weren't going to raise anything. Well, it turned out that next night it rained, I think, across probably the eastern, at least a half of Kansas, just engulfed the whole state and basically saved the soybean crop. So no, we didn't have a big year this year. I think our state average is 23 bushel the acre, but it looked for a while, you know, we weren't going to be raising anything. But, you know, irrigated beans obviously did better, and the dry land depends on if they caught a rain. Up in our area where I live in northeast Kansas, there was beans probably went 35 bushel and they got up to, some of them made over 60. So we were well pleased with our yield considering the dry conditions. I think once again, these varieties that we have and the farming techniques we use now, it's helped a lot bringing our yields up.
Well, and touching on that, a lot kind of goes into K-State and some of the work that they do on testing varieties. And part of that is through the checkoff dollars that you guys provide them for some of the research being done and testing plots throughout the whole state. Do you think that benefits Kansas soybean farmers?
Oh, absolutely. If it didn't, we wouldn't be funding them every year. I mean, they've been here for years, and we think they do a lot of research that helps not only the private, I mean the public varieties, but the public, I mean the private companies can pick up on this and buy the rights and patents and how all that works. They can take those genetics that they've developed and use them in their own varieties. So you're going to get them one way or another if you want to have those improved varieties. But yeah, they do an excellent job for us. There's so many ways, and I don't understand how they do it, but I know they do it, and that's all that really matters to me, that gets us to the point where we can raise 23 bushel beans when we should actually have nothing. So.
And you look at it, and I think you touch on something that's really important to people who aren't involved in agriculture and watch the show in the morning, don't understand what goes on behind the scenes in order to get everything to come out of the ground. I mean, there's a lot of science behind that little bean that drops into the ground.
Yeah, well, that's part of the research. It's not just soybean varieties. We have researchers studying fertilization on beans. If you need micronutrients, does that help putting micronutrients down? We have others on weed control. Of course, we've got Roundup resistant beans now. I mean Roundup resistant weeds. We don't have Roundup resistant beans. But they're looking on new combinations and way to control the water hemp, for instance, and kochia and other weeds they have problems with, you know, that are Roundup resistant. But that's part of the package to help soybeans yield and bring more profitability to the soybean farmer, because that's why we're here. We want to bring profitability in and help our growers any way we can.